It's tempting to want to save your adult children from problems and challenges, but it is impossible. Your adult children will be just fine, and you don't have to worry about them. And here's why. And I've listed five reasons why you shouldn't worry about your adult children. And you need to listen if you find yourself in a place of overly concern. You're concerned every day. You're calling them every day. You're texting them every day. And those are some sure signs that you are overly concerned. Now, it's natural to be concerned about your children. You love them. And it's even more of concern when you don't have a good relationship with your children. So count yourself blessed, number one, if you have a good relationship with your children, and know that if you do not have a good relationship with your children, it is possible to fix that. And I'll be discussing that as well. So let's get right into it. The number one reason why you shouldn't be worried about your adult children is you are no longer responsible or obligated to take care of them, nor are you responsible for their actions. So once a child reaches, I believe, the age of 18, then your obligation to them is not on you. So your state will recognize your child as an adult at the age of 18. Now, think about that. Think about that very strongly. So that means as far as employment, as far as the criminal system, the civil court system, as far as schooling, as far as maintaining their life and their health. Think about all of the things that you are now no longer obligated to do. Now, in our world today, things are a little bit different in that prices are higher than a couple of decades ago. So transportation is more costly, insurance costs more, groceries, food costs more. So you attempted to take the load for them. But again, here's the thing. If they make the right choices, then they can succeed in all of those places as well. It's about choosing what you should do, or choosing the job, or choosing a car or not a car. People are doing a lot of Ubering these days, Uber and Lyft. So there are many other options too today that we didn't have a couple of decades ago to get around and to eat. So even the dollar store wasn't even around was a couple of decades ago. So you can buy food at the dollar store. I saw one of the YouTubers, she made a video about all these meals that she had made from all the items she had bought from the dollar store. So there are definitely options. If you're creative today, you can come up with some great options to lower your monthly expenses. So keep that in mind too. Where there's a will, there is a way. Now let's get into the next one. The next one is why you shouldn't worry about your adult children, because you have your own life to live. Life and lifing is going to happen every single day. And there's nothing you could do about it. Problems come, problems go, challenges come, challenges go. If you are living a satisfied, fulfilling life, as you should, then you won't have time to be butting in to their business. Now, I say that in a joking manner, and I know I've been there, and I found myself leaning toward, what my kids are doing or what they should be doing, and not getting my own uh, needs met. Hold on just a second there. Hang on. And it interferes with the growth of my life. And there's no such thing as, you might hear people say, well, I'm 60 some years old and I've lived all my life. I've done everything I could do. No. Once you get 60, 65, you have certain freedoms and privileges now that you didn't have before. And one of those privileges is silver sneakers. So when I turn 65 in a month, I'll be able to get silver sneakers for free. It's a fitness program at some of the fitness centers. You get certain privileges with Medicare. Certain privileges if you sign up for AARP. Certain privileges as a senior. They have programs in your community. They have Senior Day in my community where you get a free meal that day. So you have a lot more living to do. It's so important that you take advantage of it. And time seems some way or another to move pretty swiftly as you age. So you do have your own life to live. Let's talk about number 3. The reason why you shouldn't worry about your adult children is because your health is more important. See, worry draws the energy out of you. Worry works against your immune system. Worry clouds your thinking and it drains you from a full, satisfying life. Your health is one of the most critical things that you have in your life. It's an asset. It's a blessing to be able to age with a minimum amount of aches and pains and problems. And even if you do have health challenges, there are so many forms and types of health care that you can get on these programs and take advantage of some good health care that you work so hard to get that some of your problems might not even seem like a problem when you enter into like therapy, when you access the gym, when you exercise, when you get on a special nutrition program. And for your mental health, if you choose to get counseling of some sort. So take advantage of the good health care that you earned. You may spend your time more. I know nowadays I spend more time, seems like, in the doctor's office, in the dental offices, and but I'm taking advantage of everything. If I feel a little pain or ache or something here or there, I'm calling my doctor. I'm on the phone. I'm getting a referral. So it empowers me as well, because what else happens is that you learn more about your health needs, what your body may be lacking, and the doctors could recommend different things. Doctors will recommend medications for sure, but you can also take your health into your own hands by taking supplements, taking some type of vitamins, taking some herbal remedies. I do the vitamins. They're good for you. Vitamin D, vitamin D3. They say D3 and K2 works well together. Vitamin C. Some of my friends have been known to take magnesium for those bones, calcium, magnesium, and zinc. So health is critical, and when you're minding yourself, you feel better, you feel more positive, and it will help you from being depressed as well too, because depression can set in when you have certain diseases and certain problems, certain issues in your life. So keep that in mind. Your health is very important. Now, number 4, here's another reason why you shouldn't worry about your adult children, because you want to have a good relationship with your adult children. Listen, when you're if you're nagging, constantly calling, constantly texting your adult children, they don't have time to work on and figure out life for themselves. Everybody needs a break, and you have to establish that type of relationship with your children on how they like to contact or be contacted or communicate with you. Now, out of 3 children, one of my children likes a continuous string of communication. Like if I reach out, I know I'm going to get another question, another response, another question, another response. So we'll do a round of those responses and questions, and then we'll be done. And I may have to stop it, okay? But that's okay. Then another one of my children, then that child will reach out once in a while on their own, but that's because I allow them to. Now, if I'm constantly texting them, calling them, or questioning them, then that ruins, in some cases, a surprise, because for whatever reason, this child likes to be the one that brings the good news or some exciting message, or it might be bad news sometimes. So know the style of communication that your child has in order to maintain that good relationship with them. And our other kid, the child is a once in a while out text, and if you text the child, then you may get a response the very next day, and sometimes you don't even get a response on the particular topic that you were reaching out about. They all have their personalities, and you must know, because I've been trained in human relations, how to keep a positive relationship with your children. It's very important that you know their style of communication. This chord. So know that. Now let's get into the very last, I think this is the very last, number 5, reason that you shouldn't worry about your adult children. Above all, you have done your best. You can't go back. You can't trace back. You can't look back. You can't turn back the hand of time. You just have to keep moving forward and hope for the best. And the reason why you can hope for the best for your children is because if you understand life and how it works, you'll understand. Because when you do good, if your children are doing good to the world and giving back to the world and giving the best of themselves, the world is going to give the best back to them. Not without challenges or problems. That's not to be of concern, because we all have challenges and problems every day. But know that good comes back. When you sow good, good is going to come back. And as a parent, you've sown and you're going to reap. And I've seen it in my children. I've seen it work both ways, but I've seen the good come back, and I've seen problems. But the good outweighs the bad. And if you know God, if you know how God takes care of his own, let the worry go. Just let it go. Children are our heart. Our children are our love. Some of the best things and best times of our lives have been surrounded by our children. And when you want to maintain a great relationship with them, you want to stay in a position where they can come back to you. And always pray. Always pray, because you can't control their lives. You cannot control what they do, how they act, how they think. You have made your impact. You have had your time. Now it's up to turn the reins over to their friends, their peers, their spouse, the churches they attend, their environment. You cannot keep holding on. You have to let go to let God. You have to let go of things thinking that you didn't do right. We all think those things. We even think that about ourselves. We think about, if I would have did something different, had I went to a different school or a different college, my life would be better. And perhaps it could have been better, but we don't know. And even still, as an adult in your life, I think sometimes we ourselves are not happy or pleased with our own lives, which is why we spend so much time trying to correct or influence our children's lives. So as your adult children have aged, it's another time in your life, it's another stage in your life where you can get things right, where you can improve your life. Go back to school, get more training, try a new job, travel further, get a passport. So think of life like that too. If you find yourself worrying too much, it may be that you yourself need some improvement. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like I'm seeing things a little bit different, even as I share with you today, because I think a lot of times as adults, we have even limited ourselves because of the raising, how we were raised ourselves. And the way I was raised 20 years ago, and the opportunities that I have now are completely different from 20 years, 30 years, 40 years ago. So I have to seize what's happening in this new environment to me. New training and new learnings like YouTube. YouTube was not around when I was growing up. All this social media, Facebook was not around when I was growing up. You know, the digital world, the iPhone was not around when I was growing up. Now we're on iPhone 16? You know, and we had, 30 years ago, I had a flip phone. It was a Motorola. Now we got the camera on our phones. All these megapixels. We have technology beyond amazing, and we can now FaceTime. We didn't have FaceTime when I was growing up. So as an adult, I hope too that my adult children will help and embrace what I'm doing or need to learn. And sometimes, the funny thing is, sometimes I have to ask my adult children to help me with certain technologies, help me with knowing some the latest gadgets and information, so that I can access these things to get ahead. Um, and you know what? That's a whole nother reason. I hadn't even thought of that until now. A whole nother reason why we shouldn't worry about our adult children is they're going to help us. So we have to leave them alone so they can get in the place or position in life they need to be so that they can return the favor back to us. See, I think we've been looking at it all wrong about adult children. We've been looking at adult children as telling them how to do their lives the way we did our lives, when our lives were different than what they're confronted with today. Hang on there. That light seems to keep going out, on and off for me. Hang on. Yeah, so think about it like that. You have an opportunity for your adult children to now train and teach you. I know that sounds a little twisted because we feel like we should know everything. We're the ones, we got all the answers. No more, no longer. If you're over 60, your adult children know more than you do about this technology and about digital marketing, about finances. There's now so many ways to invest because a lot of things that young people do take place online, and they're quick learners. Like this Canvas thing, I have to learn how to use Canva. So I'm not as quick or as sharp as some of my adult children. They're quick, they're fast, and they're done with it. Where it may take me several days to learn something that they can learn in minutes. And some things I may learn a little quicker, but it's that brain power that they have, that memory that they have too, because a strong memory helps you to learn and helps you to retain as well. So keep that in mind, that they are going to teach us to do better. They're going to teach us, as far as doing better, they're going to help us to improve the way we deliver what we deliver. So, for example, one of my kids has a Kroger account, and they take advantage of these coupons. And I wasn't aware of this. A lot of people, apparently, a lot of young people shop at Kroger, the grocery store. And so by me paying attention to some of their learning styles and listening to what they're doing, it actually helped me, and it helped me to start shopping more at Kroger because they do have some decent prices. I used to compare them to another store and thought they were higher. Well, not necessarily the case. So listen to some of the tactics that they use, or some of the strategies that they use to get things done. One of my kids has a home. They in fact, they invested in another home, Airbnb, and those kind of things. Young people have some great ideas, and we as older people need to listen to what they have to say. Listen to what they have to say. They have ideas about technology, as I mentioned. They have ideas about, they buy things different. We didn't have Facebook Marketplace when I was growing up. We didn't have, what's this other one? There's Poshmark. We didn't have Etsy. Amazon was not big then either when I was growing up. Actually, Amazon wasn't even around. So learn how they're learning And I know with my kids, they do a lot of things where they can save money. They're going together in groups, 4 and 5 people in a group to accumulate certain things. And I think those are great ideas. That's something that I didn't learn to do when I was growing up. Basically, my dad taught me and my siblings to depend on our family. Everything was done from our home. Everything was done from, one account. My dad, paid the bills and everything. And, my dad did all the shopping and everything. And we didn't have online. We didn't have online as an option. So bear in mind that you can learn a lot from your adult children. Well, I'm going to close out in just 1 second. So if you have any questions about adult children, tell me how you're raising your adult children. What is it that you have done that has proven to be very effective, very helpful in your adult children's life? What is it that you are proud of in raising your adult children? Have you worried? Have you been a worrier? Have you been overly concerned about your adult children? What's your pain point with adult children? Tell me what you want to hear me to talk about with adult children too. What bothers you the most about adult children? Is it mental, spiritual, emotional? What is it? The door is just wide open too for opportunities for young people, so they live differently than we did. They have different access to different things, and now the law is so much in a young person's favor, and they can live and do almost whatever they want to do. And some of it is against our belief or our teaching from when we grew up. And you might know those things. Just think within yourself about some of those things that you thought would never happen in a person's life or would never have access to. And it may be against your beliefs, maybe against your values, but the law stands firm and is in support of many of the things that we wouldn't want our children to do. The law is, and in fact, a lot of the state representatives, senators, or people in high positions of authority, they're doing those very things that we don't value or that we may be against. So the door is just wide open for young people to live the life that they want to live or live the life that they think they want to live. And it may be against our values. And that's a whole nother discussion, and that's a whole nother video in how do you accept things about your adult child that you don't value. So how do you accept things or the living conditions that your adult children are living that you disagree with? That's another discussion. Now, I'll definitely have to make a post on that. It's a great discussion. This is a good discussion. Again, write in the comments your thoughts. Just give me a couple of thoughts. Give me a paragraph on what your feelings are about raising or not raising adult children, instead being their mentor. So as kids age and they're adult children, now you're in a coaching position. You're a mentor to them now. And if you didn't do some things right, you missed the mark yourself, again, yesterday's gone. Seize the moment today and don't worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow will take care of itself. Be blessed, my friend. Walk in the light as He is in the light. Don't fulfill the lust of the eye, of the flesh, because it will lead to destruction. Thank God for every moment of the day, and you will be okay. Bless you.